Do you like roguelikes? Do you like card games? We think we found the perfect game for you. Slay the Spire balances these two elements masterfully in what might be the first of its kind. I'm Gibby, and I enjoy playing a ton of roguelikes, but I'm not really well versed in card games. Let's see what the deck has in store for us today with Slay the Spire. Slay the Spire's story is not really directly mentioned. The story is implied in some areas throughout the game. The art style is pretty dark. Many of the enemies have some kind of evil feel about them, some in a demonic way, while others may be humans that look like bandits or even rogue knights. The environment gives off a vibe that makes you feel like you're trapped inside of a cave, trying to escape. The graphics aren't terribly impressive, but that doesn't mean they're bad. The game focuses more so on the cards than anything else, so keeping it simple with the visuals is perfectly fine in our book. A good amount of music in the game is pretty sombering or relaxing. Each level of the Spire has a different track associated with it to give you a similar feel as to what you're looking at. Boss battles, on the other hand, are much different, as they give a sense of anxiety that pairs up well with the boss attacks that tend to do hefty damage if you aren't prepared for it. The gameplay varies slightly depending on which character you choose for your run. While some cards are universal, each character has their own unique mechanics and cards. The four characters are the Ironclad, who's a fairly easy to use rushdown character, the Silent, who you unlock first. She poisons the enemies and uses attacks that deal more damage while they're poisoned. There's also the Defect, who's unlocked after one playthrough of the Silent. It uses electric orbs to deal the bulk of its damage after the end of its turn. And then there's the Watcher, who is the final character you unlock. She just might be the easiest and strongest of the bunch. She uses stances to gain access to different attacks. There are 4 levels of the Spire to go through, each randomly generated with a different theme, difficulty, and bosses. Each level of the Spire has 3 different bosses except for the final floor where the last boss is located. There are rest spots to recover HP or upgrade your cards to make them more powerful, along with merchants who sell you cards and other items to help you along your journey. There are also mystery tiles that can be a random event that isn't normally accessible otherwise, or it could just be one of the normal tiles that you come across throughout the game. Slay the Spire normally sells for around $25, but will go on sale for as low as $10. While this seems like a bit pricey to some, it's worth the investment for how much time you could sink into the game. And there's a fair amount of content in Slay the Spire. Every run is different, and you'll be spending a lot of time trying to find all the cards, with around 400 of them to unlock. This was my first venture into card gaming since Magic the Gathering was released in around 93 or 94, and this was a much more enjoyable experience than Magic was. The simplicity and roguelike elements make Slay the Spire pretty hard to put down. And that wraps it up for this review. Do you have any decks that you'd like to try to build each run? Let us know in the comments below and hit that like button. This is Gibby with 10 Gameclub, signing off.